If you are interested in signing up for cryopreservation, an important question is, how do you want to fund it? Cryopreservation funding can seem confusing, so I'm going to give you a quick and simple breakdown. I'll be going over what the different options for funding are and their respective pros and cons. If you were to pay for all costs associated with a cryopreservation directly, it would cost €200,000. To get a breakdown of where that money goes and what exactly is covered by it, I recommend you check out our pricing page. Now, obviously most people don't have €200,000 laying around. Luckily, you also don't need to in order to get a cryopreservation plan. Let's talk about the first funding option, which is what most members choose when they first sign up: term life insurance. Term life insurance is very affordable and covers the full €200,000. But an important note is that it does have an end date. For example, if you sign up with our €50 per month premium plan, the end date of the insurance is whenever you turn 65. You can think of term life insurance similar to car insurance. You pay car insurance so that in case you get in an accident, the insurance will cover the cost. But of course, if you don't crash your car, the insurance isn't going to pay you anything back. You're paying money to cover the risk that something happens to you while you're insured, which is also why it can be so cheap. Now, most of us assume that we are probably going to live past 65, so you need to ensure funding for the period after that as well. It still makes sense to start with term life insurance, as there are a few important advantages. To illustrate those advantages, I'll briefly talk about another potential funding method: whole life insurance. Whole life insurance does not have an end date. It runs until the end of your life. It's essentially a savings plan with the insurance provider. But one important problem with whole life insurance is that it doesn't cover you right away. You usually need to pay in for many years or even decades before you're covered for the amount needed for your cryopreservation. This means that if an unexpected disease or accident happens in the next few years, there's a good chance you wouldn't be able to be cryopreserved because the funds are just not available yet. Term life insurance, on the other hand, covers you immediately. Even if you were to die unexpectedly just one day after finalizing your term life insurance, the insurance provider would pay out the full amount for your cryopreservation. Now, let me give you a definitive recommendation for funding your cryopreservation. If you are relatively young with no major pre-existing conditions, sign up for one of our plans, which includes term life insurance via a partner. Right after the contract is approved, you'll receive full coverage for decades at a very low monthly cost. Then, when you're about 20 years away from the end of your insurance coverage, start a savings plan or whole life insurance that will build up enough funds to cover your cryopreservation by the time that the term life insurance is no longer covering you. This way, you'll always be covered no matter what happens. Another important note is that we at Tomorrow Biostasis are actively working on bringing down the cost of cryopreservation. But this will take time. The plan is that you can get affordable coverage today with term life insurance, and then by the time the term life insurance ends in several decades, the cost of paying for a cryopreservation will be significantly cheaper. We can't guarantee this, but it is a major goal of ours and we will continuously work on it. Of course, this is only a recommendation. We are quite flexible with funding. Term life insurance and whole life insurance are the main two ways that most people pay for cryopreservation. But there are some other options, like making payout arrangements via a last will or getting a term life insurance that extends until 85. If you want to know more about those options and their pros and cons, please schedule a consultation with us. I hope that I could give you a better understanding of cryopreservation funding. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.